sure you have numerous stories of great experiences with the children, but do you want to maybe focus in on one or two students and the families and the experiences you've had, how you've seen the impact Horizons has had for them?
Yeah, absolutely. There are a couple of students in particular. The first joined us the very first year that we were in existence, and he had a lot going on in his life at that point in time, was being raised by his grandmother, and had some real transition in his life in the last couple of years. Really incredibly bright little boy who that brightness was being overshadowed by a lot of this trauma that was going on in his life. And his grandmother was that stabilizing force for him. And she got him into the program, and she was gonna make it work at all costs for this kid to be successful. I will never forget the first day he came into our program, and we have a ritual of doing morning meeting every morning, and that first morning meeting circle was so triggering for him, and he did not want to be there. He did not want to sit there. His body language was completely closed off. His mantra for the first probably 3 weeks of the 6 weeks was, I don't like to be looked at and I don't like to be touched. As you know, swimming is part of the Horizons program, and slowly but surely the toe went in the water, the foot went in the water, the legs went in the water, and that idea of not being touched started to kind of fade away. And the swimming, I believe, for this student was the bridge for trust. And by the end of the 6 weeks, he was floating on his back with my arms underneath him. One of my all-time favorite pictures was taken the very last week of Horizons, and it's him and 2 other students with me clinging to me during free swim. And it's on my refrigerator. It's that reminder of this transformation that can take place. He is now a 3rd grader, and I meet with him virtually every week to do academic enrichment. He is by far one of our brightest, most outspoken students, and the very first thing he said he wants to do when COVID is over is give me a hug.
Oh, and he's a great dancer as well.
And he's a great dancer as well.
Yeah, him and his grandmother have joined our online Zumba classes, which is one of the ways that we've done community building through all of this online. And that has been, I think, the online engagement has allowed us to be more in people's living rooms than we ever have been before. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I can't stress enough the partnership that his grandmother formed with all of us from the day that she signed him up. She formed this relationship with us, and that has made all the difference.
Something that I love about Horizon is how the families are involved. That it's part of it. It's fundamental part of it. All the activities that we do that involve the families, the connection that we have with the parents. It means we are definitely worried about their grades and their learning, but we are worried and it's important for us their life. And I think this is something that definitely put Horizon apart of any other program that I have seen before.
Yeah, I think I hear that from the families too. I think at first it's a little bit surprising, maybe the level that we're checking in and inviting them to things, sharing things with them. But then then I think the benefit of it being long term is that people see that we're here. It's great as a parent to have somebody you can talk to, that you can. If you have these academic concerns or social concerns, or, people will call me and say, I know this maybe doesn't have anything to do with Horizons, but, my car broke down, and do you know any service in Asheville that might give a discount, or that, any of these different agencies that might have that in their mission to help people have transportation. And sure enough, with some phone calls around, we can often find one of the other numerous agencies in Asheville that want to try to support our community and connect them. And so I think that builds a lot of trust, and it feels great for everybody involved to just, that's what we do. That's how we progress through life. We all have so many different layers of safety networks around us.
Yeah.
And I always feel with Horizons that's the beauty of being together for so long, is that we're a part of that support system.
Definitely.
Like Milena was saying, when we have those check-ins, I've heard time and time again, well, Horizons is an extension of our family. Mm-hmm. So it is like just checking in with family, first of all. And second of all, that is the big difference between us and other programs. There are a lot of great programs out there doing a lot of great things, but when part of your mission is to do frequent check-ins, it feels different. It's not like a summer camp where you don't hear from the summer camp all year except for registration time. And a couple of my families that I talked to and interviewed about that said, oh yeah, it's the consistency with which you show up. That's what makes you different. I've never been in a program that just keeps showing up. And I'm like, yeah, well, we will. We'll just keep showing up.